Today I'm watching the 1977 film Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's been highly recommended. I'm very excited to finally watch it. Based off the title, I'm definitely expecting more of like a sci-fi feel, aliens, something like that. I know it's a Steven Spielberg film, and I believe one of his, very, very early films. Jaws would have come out in 75, I believe, so this would have been a few years later. And I actually recently watched a documentary about Steven Spielberg, and I had no idea how young he was. He was in his early to mid 20s when these, major films were coming out. I really enjoy Steven Spielberg's work, so I'm very excited to finally watch some of his earlier stuff. I don't know any of the cast or anybody else that's involved. Just based off the other Spielberg movies I've seen, I'm not anticipating this to be overly scary or anything like that. I'm not even sure what this is rated. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. And that's interesting how they have the text with "of the third kind" in lower, smaller font underneath. And no intro music, just this stark background, just the white text. Oh, Richard Dreyfuss. Okay, I've definitely recognized that name. But what an interesting way to start it off. And very ominous music already. And he wrote it as well. That's amazing. This is the director's cut version as well. I can't even imagine how cool that would have been in theaters to just get that blast of white in your face, and the music's been amazing so far as well. And this would have been the same year that Star Wars came out as well, so I'm very curious to see how the two of them would have compared in the box office. Just those lights coming through the dust in this sandy fields instantly reminded me of Star Wars, or this sandy desert, I should say.
Rigs like these anymore.
No one. These planes were reported missing in 1945.
What? And they just found them now? What? That's so...
Looks brand new.
Yeah, that's so bizarre. Where have they been?
Where's the pilot?
That's a great question. Plane still works. She's still good, so it couldn't have been a mechanical issue, obviously. They're still there. And I love that they've instantly set up a mystery, where were the pilots? Where were the planes?
Teri, keep an eye on that point out I gave you. He's on 122.5.
This actor looks familiar as well.
Center pilot's discretion is approved. The traffic is approaching head-on, ultra bright, and really moving.
That's... yeah, what?
It was really close. Series 31 is out of 340 on the traffic pass.
It just, flew past them. Instead, it was heading right to their windshield. What?
EWA 517, do you want to report a UFO? Over.
I was not expecting him to ask that question right off the hop.
Do you wish to file a report of any kind? Over.
I wouldn't know what kind of report to file, Senator.
Yeah, who do you send that report to?
Me neither. I'll try to track traffic to destination. Over.
So they're just going to ignore it. They're going to pretend they never saw it. Whatever this thing was, they said it was alternating red and white lights and just flew past them. They could see it, but they didn't see it in real life. It just, by the time they saw it, it was flying overhead, basically. Nope, that's nightmare fuel. This is giving me, poltergeist vibes. Nope, stay away from the window, kid!
Of the shape of a square, if you really...
This is giving me the creeps, man. Toys are coming to life. Oh my god, did he just drop his pants? Is that a toy for kids? What the heck is this?
And two short sides, if you really want to find it.
This kid is very calm. I would have been losing my mind. And if you've seen E.T., there's child actors in that Steven Spielberg movie as well. Is this gonna be E.T.? A pre-ET? Oh my. Went out the doggy door, whatever it was. Left a mess. This kid's like, I'm gonna get blamed for this, and I didn't do it. I don't recognize that show on TV. What are they watching? I always love it when there's TV within movies or movies within movies.
Ponies, that's about 27 million bucks. That's a lot of money.
A lot of felony.
Yeah.
Kid's like, see ya, Mom. Oh, that's such a cool shot. Especially because he's just wearing white and he stands out against this dark sky. These beautiful stars and this beautiful house. And he's just like, bye.
Problems for you. You do your problems for you. That's why I graduated, so I don't have to do problems.
Yes.
All right. What's 1/3 of 60?
That's a fraction. I don't understand.
He's like, I keep telling you, I don't know fractions.
And you also promised Goofy golf.
Oh, yeah.
Kid's just beating the crap out of this doll. So destructive.
You want to be 9?
Yeah.
You're going to see Pinocchio tomorrow. Pushing and probably getting a 0, or you can see Pinocchio, which is a lot of furry animals and magic, and you'll have a wonderful time.
He's not biased at all, yeah. And the split diopter shot.
My God.
Yep, there goes the neighborhood. And lots of aerial shots, which has been interesting.
8:34, 8:34.
Well, that's a convenient place to keep a map. I feel like you might get some distracted driving, but you know.
All right, let's see. My stop leads you to the single circuits and leads you right to nowhere.
Why are the lights moving up? Oh my god, what? That was so cool. I thought he was gonna hit the back of him, but, Yep, I'm guessing that's exactly what was behind him. Oh, that looks so cool with the fog. Oh no, oh no! They scooping up his truck. Ooh! The ashtray, when cars used to have ashtrays. That was so terrifying, and nothing happened at the same time. Like, just the lights came on. Oh my gosh. And the sound design has been really cool as well, with obviously all the little stuff in his truck opening and flying around, and this bell from the railroad crossings. Like, what would you do if you see that floating across the sky? Would you like to file a report of a UFO? Like, what do you do? Ooh. I'm guessing that all would have been practical effects. It was 1977 or 76 when they filmed, but so cool. I love practical effects. I definitely feel like these aerial shots are like the POV of this ship, which I think is a really cool way to add perspective and show what they'd be seeing from their perspective of the ship. I'm very curious to find out who did the sound design. They didn't list any, they just said written and directed, and then it went into the movie. Oh, no, 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 no. This little boy. Well, that's not the creepiest thing in the whole world. Don't take the little boy, weird whistling people. Are they singing "She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain"? No, 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 no! Kids always know. Kids and animals in horror movies. I don't know that I think this is a horror movie, but kids and animals always know that something is off. Two of them? 3 of them? They brought the whole family. Oh my god, what? So cool. And you did like, it's just the lights. They don't do crazy, you know, elaborate whatever. It's just the lights that pass through and that's it. But we obviously all know what it is.
this is...
Like, they can't deny that. They all saw that happen. They were all there. Like, anytime I've seen, like, UFOs in horror movies or TV shows or whatever, it's like one person, the radio goes off, and then there's no one really there to verify it. But all of these people saw it, had the same experience. And 3 ships. Possibly 4 if you count that red last one. Okay. Oh, he set it off.
Look at that. Look at those suckers. They're glued to the road.
Oh, yeah, you can't follow him, bud. Oh, no, 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 no. On off they go. Even the composition of every shot has been so cool, and it looks like a painting, and then they just disperse in every direction.
Believed it. There was this, in the cab, there was this whole, there was a red whoosh.
Yeah, like, how do you explain this? And, like, half of his face looks burned.
Honey, what is that?
He's, like, so excited. He's like, wow, I'm sunburnt from the UFO.
It was like an ice cream cone.
What flavor? Like a taco? Was it like one of those Sara Lee moon-shaped cookies?
What's with all the food references? Like, is it an ice cream cone or a taco? A ship in the middle of the desert? Okay, suspicious.
I don't believe it. It's the coat of boxing. Why is it here? Beats the shit out of me.
Hey, this is not your toy to play with every time I turn around.
It looks like a 50-50 bar.
All right.
I don't know what that is. A candy bar, maybe? Yeah, this literally is like a sunburn from hiding his face.
No, you're not. Maybe on the moon.
Gross. We're really traveling the globe in this movie. And I love that it's such an ambitious script for what I'm assuming is his, like, second or maybe third movie, but, like, all these places, and I know you can fake being in different locations, but he didn't try and keep it, oh, we're gonna, you know, keep it small, one location, just focus on the story. He's literally traveling the world. They created the sounds to represent the hand signals. And when you put them all together, yeah, they make that song. Very interesting.
Look at you.
They're both sunburnt.
Trick or treat.
What are the chances they would come back on the same path, like the next night? It's gonna be a lot of sunburns. Yeah, of course it's helicopters. It's not actually them. I was like, that would be too perfect for them to come back that exact same path that same night or night later.
Right in the neighborhood. Light travel time roughly 7 seconds. It's well within the plane of the eclipse.
A 60-second message that just repeats, like it's looping? They said the patterns are repeating.
Excuse me.
What letter is 104?
Like, that doesn't look like it could be coordinates. Like, what would they be?
I used to read maps. This first number is a longitude.
Okay, they are coordinates. I was like, what other sequence could it be?
These have to be Earth coordinates.
Surely somebody has a
There's a globe in the county supervisor's office.
Yeah, well, it's worth a shot. I mean, obviously these numbers are significant. They've been sending them on repeat. I like that he keeps it realistic, where it's just people shouting and talking over each other. Listen, guys, listen to this. I'm guessing that mountain or rock is in Wyoming somewhere. And of course, the little boy is playing this exact sequence over and over and over again. This little boy has the cutest expression. That's so cool. Comment below how they did that. Just these little balls of light and this cloud just coming towards them. Again, I'm assuming it all would have been done practically. I think you're gonna need more than the chair on the door. That's so cool, coming through the keyhole like that. And just hearing like this pitter patter on the roof, like you know something's up there. Ha 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 ha! Oh my god. I thought she was like reaching up there to grab them. Oh my god, you're surrounded! Of course there has to be music. Just having the lights surrounding the house. So creepy. What would you do? Yeah, they're coming in, whether you want them to or not. This little boy is very welcoming.
Go away!
Ah! Like, what would you do? Where do you go? Like, you're trapped in your own house now. Oh, the vacuum's gonna attack! That's not the operator. She dialed the aliens. Ooh! Through the fridge. Oh my god. And all the elements are on. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Such a cool visual shot, though. So well done. And with just lights. Oh no. I think they got Barry. No, 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 no. He literally walked out the doggy door. They took him. Oh my god, this poor mom. That's what they came to get. They came to get the kid. Oh, my heart. Oh.
Jillian.
Such a visually cool scene, though, but heartbreaking. Yeah, what do you tell the cops? An alien took my kid. Please go get them.
Time travel, immortality, even Santa Claus.
I mean, who doesn't believe in Santa Claus, honestly?
Why don't you guys just admit that the Air Force is conducting secret tests in the foothills area?
All the conspiracy theories are coming out now.
To tell you the truth, I don't know what you saw.
You can't fool us by agreeing with us.
He's like, I experienced it for myself. You're not changing my mind. And switching no destination on the bus as these, you know, very suspicious characters get on board.
Yeah, epidemic.
Well, what kind of disease? What kind of disease?
Plague epidemic.
Nobody's gonna believe in plague in this day.
Devil's Tower? That's not ominous at all.
I hate these potatoes. There's a dead fly in my potatoes.
It's okay.
I find it's pretty typical of Steven Spielberg films to have this family dynamic, obviously a very important part of this character as well. And I find it's always very realistic. They're never perfect families. They're always, you know, have their problems, but they still really care about each other. And it's just nice to see, especially in the movies. He's building the mountain out of the mashed potatoes. And that split diopter shot we've seen a few times as well.
I can't describe.
This little girl is just like eating her mashed potatoes.
What is it?
Yeah, he's definitely become a man obsessed, and you can see how frustrated he's getting, and
No one is singled out, and maybe it's not your fault anyway.
Oh, it's waterproof. It still works.
Not the response she was hoping for.
Come on, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
I don't understand what this is!
Things are unraveling. That was a cool shot to see the door moving back and him yelling. Oh.
Ronnie. Yes. I'm really scared. I want you to help me.
Oh.
Just hold me.
No.
Just put your arms around me. It'll really help me. It'll really help me, please.
She's like, you've lost your mind. Get away from me. Oh, this poor kid.
Ronnie?
Is Canada a haven for UFOs? And Pinocchio. Oh, man. I'm guessing they never went to that movie.
All gonna be like it was.
I feel like Ronnie's long gone. Yeah, he's completely taken over the house with us. Let's... Ooh. He's like entranced by it, like he's just fixated and like drawn into this thing.
I love this! Roy, what are you doing?
I'm really enjoying Richard Dreyfuss's performance. Oh my god! Oh my god, why is he checking him into the kitchen?
After this,
What is he doing?
my window.
He's just burying the house in soil. He's lost his marbles.
Just listen.
I don't know what
If
you're
you just
doing.
close your eyes for 5 minutes, just close your eyes and hold your breath.
No.
Everything will be really.
Close your eyes and hold your breath. This is not helping his crazy rationale.
Right. I haven't felt this good in years. Everything's gonna be okay. I can feel it.
Chucking bricks in the kitchen sink. Ronnie's like, I'm packing a bag. He's like, let me help, Dad. I got this. Yeah, I want to know what the timeline is of when the UFO sighting happened to now. He said he hasn't felt this good in years, so...
Chicken wire.
I'm not seeing his vision. This lady is blow drying her hair and just spying on her neighbors.
Whatever you're doing is against the law. He's putting it back, Mrs. Harris.
I'll pay you for this.
What is she gonna do, melt him? Come on.
Listen to me. Please, come on. Right now, we're going. Come on. Come on. Let go of the thing. Come on.
The ducks are gonna be loose. Oh, man. Yeah, we've got bricks, chicken wire, a lot of plants, a lot of neighborhood looky-loos.
Stay.
I'll be damned if I'm cleaning that mess up. No, sir. She's like, yeah, I would have been gone a long time ago, buddy. Start throwing bricks in the kitchen sink. That's it for me.
Taking the kids to my sister's.
It's crazy, you're not even dressed.
That's the least of her worries right now. You're on your own, Roy. And he ties up his robe and walks back to his house in the most dignified way you can, yes. Spins around like, did you see that? I didn't. Nothing happened. This poor lady's got to corral all her ducks now. I half feel bad for him because he's definitely become a man obsessed and has gone off the rails, but there's no one to really like talk to him, or everybody thinks he's crazy and he's just stuck with his own thoughts and this monstrosity in his living room.
You can just leave it at the door.
Just spiraling into madness now.
Like that. And besides, you and I have to have a little talk.
Like this battle within your mind, you know what you saw, you're trying to verify it, and you know this means something, but you can't explain it. It just feels like it'd be so frustrating. And that's a cool shot to have the TV framed like that in the corner. Days of Our Lives. Yes, yes, I knew I recognized it. Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. That show has been on for fucking ever.
At the top of the news tonight, a rail disaster. At Devil's Tower, Wyoming, a train loaded with...
Oh, shoot. You might figure it out. I feel like Devil's Tower is what they said on the map.
Much of the surrounding area has been closed to the public for 3 weeks for renovations in the national park there.
Yeah, this is their planned accident to get everybody to leave.
Is down to 50 parts
No,
per million,
Ronnie.
then the danger will be passed.
I want to talk
means
about this
that
in
most
person.
residents will-
That's it. It was just in the background on the TV. Oh, man. Look at the TV. Look at the TV. It's so frustrating. Oh, no. My heart.
Mistake well done, Walter.
Devil's Tower, Wyoming was the first national monument erected in this country.
Yes. Yes. See it. Figure it out. Put it together. Please. Please, man.
The area, spurred on by rumors that the 7-tanker
She sees it too. Thank gosh.
with GM nerve gas. In just a few minutes, we're going to be
By an annual surge of close to 400,000.
Thank you. The power of television, ladies and gentlemen.
depending on the prevailing winds. But as it is, this is as close to the disaster as we've been allowed to get.
It's a very accurate drawing, for sure. And his mountain looks very detailed as well. I'm so excited for him. He's finally got this break. He's, you know, headed in. Is Devil's Tower a real place? Comment below and let me know.
There's no immediate danger and no need for push.
Just mass chaos. So many extras. Can you imagine after all this time you finally see it, which you've been imagining, but frustrating and didn't know what to call it or where it was? Yeah, and it's real. But just to be safe, you know, let's throw on the gas masks. You never know.
Where are we going? All right, open the van. You're gonna go with me.
We're coming.
Hold it. Roy!
I don't like this. I don't like this. Why are they separating them? Nothing scarier than the guys in white suits and vans.
One more question. N'avez-vous pas fait récemment une rencontre?
Have you recently had a close encounter?
Une rencontre plutôt...
That's almost the name of the movie.
I got a couple of thousand goddamn questions, you know?
Yeah, that was the couple that was there. These are all the people who've seen it and have obviously become obsessed with it ever since. Yeah, that was the guy with the sign. Yes. They all came to the same place. They all saw the same thing. Yes. He's like, I'm not alone. It was all of us. If only they had the internet, they'd have a Facebook group or something.
It was such a coincidence when I painted it.
You can take that out.
Yes, better than Xbox.
Like, if there's a nerve gas outbreak, why are they bringing in Piggly Wiggly trucks? Like, come on. Obviously a decoy. I'd have his reflection in the shadow of this tower as well.
My name's Neary. Larry, how you doing?
Choose these people. They were invited.
And this setting is reminding me of another movie called Escape to Witch Mountain. Maybe my memory's deceiving me, but that's where I'm thinking. I haven't seen that movie in a very, very long time, from the 70s as well. But yeah, I'm very curious. Once I finish watching, I'll look it up.
Get down!
It does kind of look like a pile of mashed potatoes with like the fork imprints on the side. They've got a whole base set up here. Oh my gosh. Look at them all flying in like this. Oh my gosh. They almost blend in with the stars. They're just a little bit bigger and obviously moving around. And they make... Is that supposed to be the Little Dipper? So cool. This is such a visually amazing movie. So well done.
You see that?
Can you imagine seeing this? That would be so crazy. She's like, am I imagining this? No, you can see it too? Okay, good. So cool. I'm so excited to learn more about this.
Behind the double yellow line.
There's their proof. They were worried they would never get it. They're like, there's no camera footage or anything of this event, so it doesn't happen. And they kind of look like faces, like there's two lights look like eyes and that bar that looks like a mouth. Yeah, that's the sign language. Oh man. So cool. Yeah, and that's what Barry was playing. And having the lights, so cool. I'm obsessed with this. That looks amazing. Oh, they're talking back! Yes!
Plus vite! Plus vite!
What a cool set.
Oui, moi aussi, je suis très heureux ce soir. I'm very happy tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's it? They don't land, there's no little green men, nothing? That's such a cool shot with this cloud formation over the mountains. Oh, they're coming back! Is it actually gonna land? Oh, whoa, whoa. Is it abducting them? Did it just like scan them almost? Like just these flashes of light? And now it's out of here. I'm very curious how they did all this. Miniatures. Oh my god, that's the huge ship. That's the biggest one we've seen so far. And all the detail that's into it, like all these different spikes and, you know, panels underneath. They didn't just like keep it a clean surface. Sometimes you see those UFOs that are just like completely, you know, symmetrical, and this definitely has tons of details. Even the rows of lights are slightly different. Everybody's just like, Is he going to hide in the those space porta potties? It's massive! Oh my god, every time we see a new angle, it just gets bigger. Is it actually gonna land? Are we actually gonna get to see it? Oh my gosh. They definitely saved it for the ending. I'm so excited! Oh my god, message received. What? It's so cool that they're communicating through visuals and music. I'm obsessed with this. Yeah, I think this like precedes any language they would have, you know, just different visuals. Oh! I woke up the cat. Oh my gosh.
Give her 6 quavers, then pause.
How would you know how to respond? Yeah, like what would you say? What are you saying?
5 quavers, a group of 4 semi-quavers.
You're literally speaking in music. Woo.
The only thing these phrases have in common are 5 signals.
I hope somebody's taking all this down.
No kidding.
From the lady. 5, follow her pattern, note 3.
Yeah, they have no idea what they're saying to each other. All they know is they're communicating somehow. Such a joyful tune. It would be bad if they're actually saying something very horrible and ominous. Oh, maybe we're heading that direction. The anticipation is killing me. Oh my god, what's gonna come out of there? Maybe these are the pilots they were talking about at the beginning? They seem very confused, as anybody would be exiting a spaceship. Yes, it is the pilots! You can tell by their uniforms. Oh my god. Welcome to the future, boys. War's over.
Would you come right this way?
Welcome back, Navy.
They look exactly what I imagined would have been the same, like they haven't aged at all.
Oldest species, Lieutenant J.G., United States Navy.
They haven't even aged.
Yes, it's so bizarre.
Einstein was probably one of them.
Lieutenant J.G., United States.
And there's more, they just keep coming. Is this ship just full of people? Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, somebody's been driving it, but all these people who have been missing for years, probably. It's gonna be some interesting reunions. It was aliens, honey. Oh my gosh. Barry? Ah! And a dog? Little Barry? Oh, my heart. He's like, I'm fine, Mom.
Under extraordinary circumstances.
And why did they decide to return them now? He's crying because the ship's leaving, and she's crying because her son's back, obviously. I'm sorry, what are we doing here? Oh my god. Well, that's terrifying. I was wondering if we'd ever actually get to see an alien or whatever's supposed to be, you know, running this ship. That's so creepy. And his neck's like getting longer. And the way they're shown just in shadow, like they're backlit, we don't get a ton of detail on them. We get that close-up of the one other different alien. They're sending him onto the ship. I'm getting very much like Armageddon vibes. Like everybody's just gonna board the ship, and they're sending Roy on there with him. Like, we brought some people back, we're gonna need some replacements. They're holding his hands, and like, they definitely don't seem intimidating or threatening. Definitely more curious. They're like, bye! See you never! And he's just couldn't be happier. Like, he would have traded this for everything in the world. And just like, he just walks peacefully onto the ship like it's an everyday thing. Yeah, he's like, I reckon somehow I'm familiar with this guy. I know him somehow. I thought maybe we get to see inside the ship, but no, just the outside. They're keeping the mystery, and maybe the crew that came off will talk about it, who knows, but so well done, so amazing. It looks like a city, like it looks like a functioning city. John Williams, yes, that makes perfect sense. Of course he did the music, yes. So that was my first time watching the 1977 Steven Spielberg film Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I really enjoyed it. It was so well done, and that's so cool to know that he wrote it as well. As soon as I saw John Williams' name and the credits for music, I was like, yep, that makes perfect sense. The score was amazing. It definitely felt like a very stereotypical Steven Spielberg movie, and I mean that in the best way possible. There's always, in my opinion, a sense of adventure with some family elements and kind of some heartwarming moments as well. I thought it was such a creative idea, and maybe for budget reasons as well. Comment below, I don't know what the budget for this was, but to keep the alien reveal until the end, the very final scene. We've got Roy, our character, Richard Dreyfuss, the entire movie, trying to figure out where this place is. He sees the ship and becomes obsessed, obviously. And they had, flybys of the ships. They were going above head. And even when that big ship came down, I was like, okay, cool. We get to see all of this very, very detailed ship. It looked amazing. So well done. Comment below if you know how they did that, all the practical effects, everything like that. I love learning about that stuff. So I'm very excited to do some research now that I finished watching it. But even when that ship landed, I was like, okay, are we just going to have this communication? Is anything gonna happen? Then the people came out. I was like, okay, that's great that they're finally back. And I was also wondering, why did they decide to return them now after all of these years? And then to have that one alien came out and he looked a little intimidating. I think maybe just to humans, maybe to other alien creatures, he looks totally normal. I don't know. Then the rest of the aliens came out, which looked more like your standard, I know it's a stereotype, little green men, which maybe that was just to make the humans feel more comfortable. I don't know, but it was definitely interesting to have that reveal, and I'm glad they went with something more simplistic, and I think it would have showed the date of the movie if they had tried to make these really elaborate, alien costumes. That one that we had looked terrifying and so cool at the same time, but again, they just put that effort into one of them and didn't try and make, at the end there was like 20 or 30 of them. And I know this movie came out, in 1977, but it didn't feel super dated. Obviously, there's probably things you could pick apart to it, but at no point was I taken out of the experience being like, okay, well, that's clearly fake, or okay, well, that's, impossible, that couldn't happen. And you do get some room to play as well with sci-fi, which is why I love the category as well. There's that room you can kind of be a little bit creative and not have to show every detail. Even when the lights are, flying overhead, we don't really see any other details of the ship. We just see the lights, which again could be for budget, or it could be to add mystery and suspense and adding more, mystery and intrigue into the aliens or the spaceships. And are they really spaceships? Could it be something else? And just, keeping the audience really engaged. I definitely feel like miniatures were involved. Comment below if any CGI would have been involved. I don't know if that would have even been possible at this time, but yeah, I really love practical effects, so I feel like all this was done practically, and that just makes me so happy. When we had that scene with Jillian and her son Barry in the kitchen and the whole house is being surrounded by lights, that was terrifying. But it was similar to the scene with Roy in his truck where lots of things are happening, but nothing is happening. You don't see a scary monster in the shadow, coming in and grabbing the boy. They were obviously trying to get into the house, through the vents and the fireplace and the door and, any option they had. But at the end, Barry's the one who crawled out to go see them, and he leaves. Maybe just because he was a kid, but having this, supposed bad guy, I feel like in a lot of sci-fi movies, the aliens are perceived as being the enemy. In this, I don't get that feeling from the ending. They were very peaceful, but throughout the course of the movie, that might be what the audience is perceiving, is that these aliens have bad intentions, that they're coming to, take your children or whatever. So to have this unknown force surround your house and be attacking you, and to make it seem scary, but not necessarily like overly violent, like I think we would see in movies that are more recent, like the stove was shaking very frantically. That looked terrifying, and the elements are coming on and off, and the fridge is moving, the lights, the vacuum's moving on its own. All of these pieces it'd be very upsetting if that's randomly started happening. I wouldn't know what to do. That would be terrifying. But I think that's what makes it so well done, is that it's terrifying and creepy, but also realistic. Like, maybe that could happen. You know, there's no monster hiding in the closet or anything like that where you can be like, oh, it's just so-and-so. And same thing with Roy and his truck. You know, his truck just starts acting up and things are flying around, and so cool, so well done. And I think they did a great job with pacing for this movie. Some older movies that I've seen are a bit slower and take their time to tell the story. This one, right from the get-go, you know, we find out these pilots have been missing. You're like, okay, I'm intrigued already. I don't have to wait, you know, an hour or 3 hours or whatever it is. I mean, we don't see the aliens till the very end. That's true. And they have a very, very small amount of screen time, but I think that's the impact. That's the punch. They waited for that for the ending. They weren't going to introduce the aliens in Act 1. We see the ships early on for sure, but the actual alien creatures, we didn't get to see the inside of the ship, which probably for the best. I think it would have had to be too detailed. They couldn't have just done a wide shot of like a sparse room or something. But I love the fact that, you know, the first scene, we're building this mystery, we're building this suspense, and then we just follow Roy on this journey. And Richard Dreyfuss did an amazing performance. I know he was in Jaws as well with Steven Spielberg, and he did such a great job of playing, you know, this father and also this guy who's slowly becoming more and more obsessed and just kind of seeping into madness and acting very erratically, and his family leaves him and he's completely on his own, but he takes over his entire living room, becomes Devil's Tower, and he doesn't know that's what it is, but he's just so consumed with what he saw and this vision that he had, and how isolating that must feel to be completely, you know, you feel like you're alone in this. And then when they're on the helicopter later, he's like, I recognize you guys, we all felt the same thing, it's not just me. I think that was a very reassuring moment for him, but to see him slowly progress from the start of the film to where he is at the end of the film, I think if you would have told Roy, you know, in the opening scenes that, hey, you're gonna go onto an alien spaceship later, he would have been like, you're out of your damn mind. And then by the end of it, he's just so happy. I don't know who's going to tell his wife and kids that their dad's gone onto an alien spaceship, and who knows when he'll be back. But the fact that he'd finally reached his goal, he'd been so, you know, consumed by this idea and finally made it, and then gets to spend time with these creatures and learn more about them. And I feel like that was his happiest ending for this character, and to see him struggle through the movie and become obsessed with this and then finally get to have his, you know, dream realized. The music was incredible straight from the start. I was like, the music is amazing, the sound design so well done, and even that opening scene where they're in the desert, the wind is so powerful, as it would be if you were sitting there in real life. They don't try and mix it so that you can hear the dialogue better, because you would be struggling to hear each other talk over the sound of the wind. And the sounds from the truck and everything opening and flying around, and, you know, the railway sign going, and the sounds in the kitchen, and just all of those little details just added to that sense of panic and the sense of something's wrong, what's happening, and the fact that literally music is how they communicate with these aliens. Those 5 notes, you know, over and over and over and over and over. And I don't think they knew what they were saying to each other. They had the sign language for those 5 notes, but then when the aliens were talking back, the notes they were sending back, again, what sequence was that? I don't think they had an alphabet figured out, you know, past those 5 notes of how to communicate with them. And like I said, they feel like the aliens were trying to teach them, but I think it's going to be a lot of analyzing and a lot of, you know, looking at this data and trying to figure out, what does this note mean, or in what pattern does this note mean that? And I love that they used music and the lights where they would change from the different notes. Such a cool visual way to display that, because yes, obviously the movie is going to have music in it, but visually to have that like sound bar almost where the different lights come up and the different notes were different lights. I love that they had that in there. Visually so cool. And then on the ship they had something similar as well with the bars around it. Maybe it was done for budget reasons. Maybe they didn't want to think of an alien language. I don't know, but I love that that's the route they went. And to me, that's a more creative route, because to me, music surpasses any language, no matter what language you speak. If you hear a song or you hear notes, you can relate to it or you can feel it, and it kind of has that deeper meaning, whereas, you know, one country speaks one language, another one speaks a different one. So I like that they went with the musical notes instead of just having an alien language that we wouldn't understand, or have the aliens, not speak at all or not be able to communicate with them. I loved the sets in this film as well. I think that last set on Devil's Tower was my favorite. So cool. They were obviously well prepared for these aliens to land, and I wish we had more of a timeline. I wish I knew when Roy's, first sighting from the ship to when he actually walks onto it. Has it been years? We do have a mention in a scene like, this is the best I've felt in years. So you could assume it's been years, but the kids didn't really get any older. So yeah, I wish we kind of had more dates. The only date that came up was said present day, so it would have taken place in 1977. But such a cool set, and those little white pods that everybody was in almost reminded me of like Polaroid cameras, like the old ones with the colored stripes on the side. They've got the runway set up. They've got, those rows and rows and rows of cameras. So they want to capture every possible moment from every possible angle, as you would. Who knows if they'll ever get a chance to interact with these aliens again. And they also traveled to several countries throughout this film as well. We had Morocco, Mexico, India, just all over the world trying to figure out where I'm assuming aliens would have been. The ship showing up suddenly, the planes showing up, even the house set that Roy is in, as we see it transform from a functioning house with his family and wife to his headquarters for this giant sculpture that he's building, which was very detailed and intricate, and everybody else just did drawings, and he made a full 3D rendering of this thing. Comment below, are there any remakes or sequels or anything like that? I don't think I've heard of any, but yeah, let me know in the comments if there are. The cinematography in this was amazing as well. So many cool aerial shots, and even just the way they'd composed the frame I thought were really well done. Some split diopter shots, which I loved, and just really creative. And I love when they take the time to add in those little creative pieces. Even that shot when they're all at the lookout and we have, the ships flying overhead, just even the way the trucks were placed, it looked like you just, take a screenshot of that and that could have been a still that you could have used to, publicize the film. Like, it just looked so well done and everything was so intentional. I'm very curious how long their shooting schedule was, considering this was, a 2-hour movie. If this was, 6 months of shooting, and with all the different locations and, big sets, like those would have taken a long time to create. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad I finally watched this, and I really like Steven Spielberg movies, so I'm so glad I finally got to see some of his earlier work. I loved all the creative elements in this, literally the lights, the sound, the visuals, all the key 3 pieces that make a good film, and obviously, storytelling, but the visual tools that they used to tell this, I thought were executed brilliantly. So cool. I'm so excited to learn all about the practical effects that they did for this. So yeah, let me know in the comments how they made this, the lights and the clouds and all of those pieces that were added in, when Barry's abducted, how they did that even with the clouds surrounding, Devil's Tower at the end. So cool. I'm glad that Barry was returned. I think it would have been a very heartbreaking ending for his mom if all these people came off the ship but Barry wasn't with them. I'm curious if there are sequels. Does it pick up with Roy returning to Earth? Where would that pick up? Great music, great practical effects. Richard Dreyfuss has an amazing performance, and I think an interesting story of a man who becomes obsessed. It could be with aliens, it could be with anything, but just seeing him become totally consumed by this and all the conspiracy theories out there. And maybe if you're really into aliens, this is your favorite movie. I don't know, but to see his character feel so isolated and, in his own head 24 hours a day and nowhere to go and limited resources. He's not communicating with, the others in the group who witness the same thing. They've all kind of scattered. Even when his family leaves him, he stays laser focused on this mission. He knows deep down it means something and he can't tear himself away from that no matter what it costs. I'm definitely going to have those 5 notes stuck in my head for a while. Just a really amazing movie. I'm so glad I watched it. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to watch this in the theaters when it first came out, the sounds and how you would have been feeling, and just the scope of having those, ships fly overhead on the big screen. If I ever see, a revival of this at the theaters, I'll definitely go check it out. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. They've instantly set up a mystery, like, where were the pilots? Beautiful house. And he's just like, bye. He's like, I keep telling you, I don't know fractions. He's building the mountain out of the mashed potatoes. Yeah, like, how do you explain this? And like half of his face looks burned. Devil's Tower. That's not ominous at all. They created the sounds to represent the hand signals. Burying the house in soil. He's lost his marbles.